Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Vyasa Puja Day class given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on April 12th, 1995.
In that everyone should take this order of the Guru that we've gotten from time of initiation, carry it on our head. We may get more instructions, we may get more ideas. Krishna may inspire us in the heart how we can serve better. Then we should ask senior Vaishnavas, if necessary, ask the Guru whether this idea is good. If somebody gets a brilliant idea, like let's go and start 2 machine gun slaughterhouses. Don't just first they ask, no, we don't do things like that. This speculation. But if someone says you preach to people not to eat meat, so there will be no customers for the slaughterhouses. Alright, that's a very good idea. So we have to bounce off our ideas from senior Vaishnavas and Guru and make sure that we got the right idea if we get a new idea. Otherwise, whatever we carry out directly received from the Guru, there will be no doubt at all. In this way, if everyone tries to alleviate the burden of the Guru all over the world, so it gets back to alleviating the desire of Prabhupada, alleviating the desire of the Parampara, alleviating the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that means Lord Chaitanya's desire will be fulfilled. That means the whole world will become Krishna conscious. Because that's ultimately the desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was the desire of Vasudev Datta. Thank you very much. And see, Dhruva Maharaj, he made the whole world God conscious. In his own way, by one place in Vrindavan, he just sat there. His meditation was so strong, the whole world could stop breathing. And what did everyone do? They thought of God. So even one person can make the whole world Krishna conscious. That was the potency that Dhruva had. If he's totally in touch with Krishna, this is the kind of devotees we want to get totally in touch with Krishna and then be able to change people's hearts. Hare Krishna. Any questions? But practically, if you see someone's more mature, more responsible in their spiritual life, then that is considered to be more important than seniority. I would hope that all senior devotees would only be discussing about devotional things, and that should be done in an appropriate forum. But if they're fighting over some mundane thing, then that's unfortunate. We have to go quick. Srila Prabhupada said that every mother should marry and every man should stay single. That to whom should mother is married, every man should stay single. This is not exactly a proper quote. Prabhupada was asked, what is your desire? Prabhupada mentioned that his desire was that for his female disciples they should all get married. And that his desire was that for his brahmachari they should all stay brahmachari. So then someone asked that to Prabhupada, well, this is I'd be happy if this would happen, but I don't expect it to happen like that. So There may be a few Maharajas don't get married, there may be a few brahmacharis who don't remain brahmacharis. Actually, very difficult to remain brahmachari. Most of the brahmacharis in the West we see they get married. In India, maybe it's a little easier to be a brahmachari. Still, many brahmacharis may find it more suitable for them to marry and be Krishna conscious. Then there are others who did not become brahmacharis. So it's not like an order that they're all would say. It was in a very lighter frame. It was his an aspiration or hope. But he himself laughed when he said it, and it was, although every brahmachari tries to remain brahmachari, but at a certain age then they reevaluate their system and their situation. And many of them decide that they should get married, along with the guidance of the Guru. So we do have a number of brahmacharis who are wanting to enter Vyasa ashram. They're sanctioned. So they have a marriage bureau that's supposed to be working on that. But I don't think they're working as much as they should. Therefore, I'm always in anxiety about this thing whenever I think about it. What's the other question? Second question is, please, why the devotee gets married, having understanding that
when we struggle to keep ourselves enthusiastic and become too long, the mind falls down to even petty and gratification. The patient Rupa Goswami said in network instruction seems to be impractical, at least in my case. What do I do?
So this is a very difficult situation. Why should be such a struggle to be enthusiastic? We should then go through what is our daily sadhana. If somebody is actually practicing the sadhana very properly, chanting the rounds carefully and hearing them, getting up early in the morning, taking bath, reading the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam every day for at least an hour, doing all the practices of sadhana, doing some devotional service. If we're working outside, giving something from our work to Krishna so that it's purified. If we do the things in the correct way, then usually it's easy to maintain our enthusiasm. When we start to get slack, then one thing after another starts to slacken and our enthusiasm slackens. So usually what we do when someone's feeling lack of enthusiasm is that people think it's some big thing, but many times it's just the basics. So get back to the basics. See, if our basic sadhana is alright. Sometimes people say there's so many problems, and then you go back and you're chanting your rounds and say, no. So many problems, how can I chant? So first you chant your rounds, then they chant and they say, where are the problems? No more problems now. Now I realize those are all frivolous. Most of our problems are because of the mind. And how do we get the mind purified if we don't chant? If we don't associate properly?
If one accepts the Guru by listening his glory through his devotees, though he personally has not met the Guru, doesn't mean that the Guru accepts such a person as his father and has received him unconditionally.
If we're following the instructions of our Guru, worshipping him even though he doesn't know it, consciously, still it's possible by Krishna's mercy that that person would be under the shelter of the Guru. But to be formally accepted on the shelter, that the person should communicate with the Guru and ask for his shelter. But so the Guru technically hasn't accepted such a person until he accepts. But Krishna is accepting as a deemed shelter because they're already following, just like people are following Prabhupada. By accepting his teachings, then they are accepted by Prabhupada. But to be formally accepted in Prabhupada's disciplic succession, then one should take shelter from one of his representative gurus. It's like a step-by-step process.
In the Vedas, Lord Vishnu is glorified and is presented as Supreme Lord in many places. Even Krishna appears as dead in his four-armed lion form. Whereas Krishna is presented supreme in Brahma Samhita and one verse, Eke Kanta Kalakam Krishna Sri Bhagavan Swami. I find it difficult to preach to people in South India so they can accept Krishna as supreme and Vishnu is expansion of the existence of Goloka. The question is how to convince people and preach to people that Krishna is supreme and Vishnu is expansion.
There are many nice discussions about this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Lord Chaitanya was preaching to the Brahmanas in South India. And there's quite a detailed explanation on the difference between Narayana and Krishna. Narayana and Krishna are both different forms of the same Supreme Lord. There's only one Bhagavan, but he has Ananta Rupa. He has unlimited forms. Some of these forms are complete, some of the forms are incomplete, or they're not as complete. All forms are complete, but they're less. They have less qualities than Krishna. Although they appear they're complete, whole in that sense. So there is explained that Krishna is the origin of all the incarnations, these avatars. And Narayana is his plenary expansion. Narayana is the majestic form of Krishna. It's very formal. Prabhupada explained like a judge when he's in the high court. Then everyone is very formal, my lord. But when the judge is back in the house, then the wife and children are informal with him. So Krishna is the informal aspect of the Lord, and Narayana is the formal. So the informal has got more features. There's more scope for expressing his personality in the informal aspect than there is in the formal. You'll know more about the judge in his house than you can in the court. You might not know that he plays golf or that he's, very good at singing, because he won't sing too many songs in the court. You won't know he plays the flute, because in the courtroom he usually won't start playing the flute. So, like that, there's a lot to Krishna that he reveals in Vrindavan, which he doesn't reveal in Vaikuntha. Although it's the same personality, but he's manifested in different forms and different humors. So this is explained. Lord Chaitanya would have so many quotations. Sometimes then he would just, in a lighter frame, he would tell them that, well, alright, if you say Narayana is supreme and Krishna is subordinate, is expansion, then why is it that Lakshmi, the consort of Narayana, left Narayana and was meditating and doing tapasya to get into Krishna's Rasa Lila? You just answered it. It is clearly said in the Bhagavad and Purana. Then there's no answer for how. So alright, leave that one. Another question. Second question, why was Lakshmi refused entrance? If she's the original goddess, consort of Narayana, then what right does Krishna and Radha have to restrict her from going to the Rasa Leela? Why she was prohibited from coming, not allowed entrance. Nothing that heavy, she just wasn't given the mercy to go. So, let's do this way that Lord Chaitanya started to demonstrate that those who are firmly engaged in the Narayan mood, it's just like the court clerk doesn't really have too much to do at the house of the high court judge. I mean, the wife is there, the kids are there, the grandmother. The court clerk wants to go there. Get on the case of the wife. Don't give him coffee now. The wife is saying, get out of here. You have in the court, here you have no domain. So, Lakshmi, who's worshipping Narayan in a very formal way, she wouldn't fit in to the informal way that they're worshipping in Vrindavan. So therefore she was not allowed to go. That means the Krishna form is more complete. Has more aspects. Well, these are Parsura Muni, the father of Vyasa. He did a study and he found that Krishna has 64 qualities and Narayana has 60. Of course, they have unlimited qualities. They categorize 64 categories of qualities that Krishna has. With 4, Narayan doesn't have. And then Shiva, he has 55 of those categories. And Brahma has 50. And any great Muni and Rishi and Jiva, they can have up to 50 to some percentage. So Krishna has 64 totally. Narayan has 60 totally. Shiva has 55 more or less. And Brahma and other great fully developed, liberated jivas or developed jivas are up to 60. So like that, there's so many quotations. Anyway, we don't want to get into bickering and arguing. Prabhupada said that anyway, we're all worshipping the same Lord, it's just different forms. They accept Krishna's form of Narayana, we accept that Narayana is a form of Krishna. So, okay, that much, we can have that much difference. If they want to really get into it, why we believe Krishna, well, they should come with an open heart and then see. We'll be happy to explain. There's a lot of evidence in the Shastra. Whoever is the total Bhagavan, he should have all the qualities. He should not be lacking anything. The Krishna Dwarka also has the majesty. But he also has things which Narayana doesn't have. So, in this way you can come to understand which of the forms is having more qualities. But they're all the same Lord. It's a question of how many aspects he's revealing. Somebody can keep us informed what's happening with the offering. Wow. 5 questions come for every one answer. A lot of questions from this devotee here. He's written a lot of questions.
What is the best type of devotional service? That which you want us to do, or that which would please you the most, or the mixture of both?
Who wrote it? Bhakta. Anonymous written a lot of questions. It's a real tricky question. What you want us to do, or that which we feel you want us to do? Or what does that mean? If what you feel I want you to do is not what I want you to do, then that's not the best. If what you feel that you want, what you feel that you want, if what you feel that I want you to do is what I want you to do, then that's best. But otherwise, if you're not sure that whether your feelings are correct, then better to do what I want you to do. Is that clear? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
A person can be a devotee for the whole of his life and yet not realize God. Such a life seems to be bleak. What should one do to ensure that God realization comes along as we go ahead in our devotee life?
Whatever we do in Krishna's service, there is no loss of diminution. Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita, Name Bhakta Pranashati, my devotee will never perish. So whatever we can do to further our devotional service, we're coming that much closer to God, that much closer to Krishna. Now, be very sincere and follow the principles. Even if we don't realize God in this life, but Prabhupada promises by being initiated, following the principles, doing our devotional service, chanting 16 rounds, we can go back to Krishna in the next life. We can reach to wherever Krishna is and do devotional service to Him. So that means we will reach Krishna. So that's not a bleak outlook, it's a very golden opportunity, something very enlightening and wonderful. So, in any case, even if we only got half there, the next life we take off where we began. So this way we should be very enthusiastic. The point is to try to make as much progress as we can. Don't be, this is the mind telling us, "Hey, you're never going to make it. Why are you trying it? This is false hope." But if you surrender to Maya, you can get immediate sense gratification. I will make your life happy. This is the tricks of Maya, to try to make us enthusiastic to get kicked by Maya. We run after the mirage of material happiness, like that stork running after the dangling fish between the leg of the bull and getting kicked until we realize that there's no alternative. It's all cheating of Maya. Better to have a moment of real spiritual happiness and inspiration than have a lifetime of empty sense gratification which has got nothing to do with the eternal soul. We have to philosophically empower our intelligence so when stupid ideas are brought up by the mind to diminish our enthusiasm for Krishna consciousness and to divert our attention to Maya, we take the mind and give it a clobber on the head and tell it to shut up and straighten up and stay in the right path. We should know that whatever progress we make to Krishna, that is real progress. And whatever progress is made without Krishna, that is getting nowhere fast.
Relationship with Guru continues life after life. How does that explain the chance of taking initiation from different gurus in different births?
How do you know that, this is from Gargi Vardhan, how do you know that the next life's guru wasn't the same one? Also, if you have a bona fide guru, then why should you take another life? You follow the bona fide guru and after this life you go back to Krishna. The guru relationship continues even into the spiritual world, introducing us to Krishna. So the Guru is looking out for us. That relationship is that we have to accept Shastra because it's something beyond our ability to analyze. The Shastra that Janme Janme Prabhu says, Shaknudara Niroje, these are massive and life after life. This is what the Shastras are saying. There's no way, no empirical way of analyzing. There's the story of Vilamangal Thakur. He took birth again as Vilamangal Thakur. In previous life, he was a disciple. So his guru came as his Shiksha Guru and came as Chintamani, the prostitute, and this way brought him back to Krishna. So Prabhupada said, don't make me come back as a prostitute to deliver you. So the Guru could come in any number of ways and forms, especially if the Guru is brought back to Krishna, liberated, he can expand and he can do so many things, he can empower people, he can work through agents, we cannot limit how he can help us. The point is that not to force him to come back, not to come back at all, but once we accept spiritual master, to be determined that we will follow his instructions our whole life. Otherwise, just to show that we're taking initiation, what is the use? We should do it to go back to Krishna, and we should have that faith, as Krishna said, that the Guru and Krishna will help you.
Please explain the following method. Sometimes in the dream or sound sleep, I get some offensive ideas. After waking up, I start worrying about that for a long time. What should I do? Will I interest for things which happen in my dream or sleep?
Don't eat too much late at night. Sometimes this causes bad dreams. Also, I noticed that many devotees, they don't sleep in the right direction. Prabhupada said many times that we should practice, well, just little practical things that make a big difference sometimes. The head should face to the east or to the south. That means the head should be like in the direction of east or direction of south. And this also helps to have a sound sleep. I found in a newspaper one analysis somebody did using brain scanning that whether it makes any difference which way you sleep. And he found that if people sleep to the head to the east, it's a better sound sleep. And if they face with the head to the west, they didn't get proper dreams at night, no deep sleep, there was erratic brain waves. Then they did the same thing north and south. They found that south was also better, that north was not good at all. North was very bad. So even the scientists have found that whatever Prabhupada said, but they don't know of course that this is the Vedic instruction. It is somebody just got an idea to get his PhD or something, let's do an experiment, see if it makes any difference. Then he had a whole theory about electromagnetic and whether his theory is the right one or not, who can say the polarity of the planet. Maybe it is, who knows. But the point is that which way we sleep, what we eat at night, washing our feet before we go to bed, our hands, our feet, our face, praying to Krishna, praying to Guru before we take rest. Even I saw in one of the Puranas it says that we can do a total mental puja at night, like doing Radha Krishna artis in your mind, things like that, and then take rest. And then be free from bad dreams. If you do have a bad dream and these thoughts are harassing you, don't worry about it. Rather pray to Krishna, beg his forgiveness, and then try to take remedial steps not to have bad dreams in the ways that I just said earlier. As far as the occurring sometimes we're tested in our sleep. If we fail, then that is an indication, a warning also that we have to be more steady in our external activities. So we should take indication from any dreams. But in the Kali Yuga, by thinking about something, we don't get to sin, but by doing it, we do. That's the general rule for people. Of course, for advanced devotees, Jagadananda Pandits, and even in our sleep, we should not think about evil things. I remember one time when I was a new devotee in the Montreal temple, somehow I had a bad dream. That time, I don't know what direction I was sleeping, probably the wrong direction. Nobody told us what direction to sleep. And I remember that I was just new, so I had so many material thoughts in my mind. And but I was very determined. I wanted to be a devotee, wanted to practice Krishna consciousness. But somehow I had this dream, and all of a sudden I was in the temple room, and then like one wall in the temple turned around, like a swinging, and there I was in some restaurant. And suddenly I was like seated at a table, there was some mundane friend, and then across the way there was some girl, another mundane friend's girlfriend were there. They came, put a plate of hot vegetables in front of me. I looked around, and I stood up and started, Krishna! Krishna! Save me! I was screaming, and all the brahmacharis got off and grabbed me. I was like screaming, and they woke me up and said, hey, you're only dreaming, it's all right. What happened? I looked around, and I was in the temple. After that, I never had that kind of dream again. So one time I was tested. So I was in the temple 2 weeks at that time. Offering ready. Wow, look at this. How many more questions? I wanted to come at 10, and they said, nobody's here. Wait till the people come. And I realized nobody will come until I come here. My secretaries have a different way of looking at things. I think I would have started at 10 if we would have got more done. Can we continue? These days on file? Loaded with questions. Here's the process. Now please do bhajans. We're going to be offering the bhoga to Radha and to myself, to the Vyasa Deva, through me and the Parampara. So we need your cooperation. Everyone chant Hare Krishna and the bhajan.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.